Hello everyone, Don here with the next progress report on Corsair. Well, today's Sunday. Yesterday's Saturday. I didn't get to work on the plane. I had to go see a friend and help him with a car project. He's got I think it's a 60-something old 1960s truck, maybe late 50s, and he's putting a 351 Windsor in it. I believe it's a Ford truck. So he was running into a problem with the crank pulley, which is this big boy. It's a two-rib, two-belt, V-belt pulley. He only needs to use one or the other, and the problem is he's trying to drive the water pump and alternator, and the alternator has the tensioner on it. But the pulley for the water pump was hitting this pulley here. It wouldn't work. The stock one was a single rib, single belt. The new one he bought was aluminum. It was two belts. So it was interfering with this. You couldn't get it in. So we decided to lop this off. So I stuck that in my lathe today and I cut it down for him. And then I cleaned the edges off so there's nothing sharp. So that'll work. So he can use the back belt and then move the alternator back. So that was one project I did this morning. And the other project is he had this little air compressor, little Senko, and the leg on it weld had cracked and created a pinhole, and it would always leak down and kick on and off all the time. So he asked if I could weld it. He had to take the foot off. He cut the welds with a cut-off wheel, and he just hacked this off with a hacksaw. So I brought it home and welded up this thing, the patch, welded the hole, and he'd had it all ground down. And I cleaned this all up and welded back together. So well, I better check it. Checked it. Sure enough, it leaked. It was leaking back here. So I tried welding more back here. And long story short, it's like 2 hours later, I finally get the damn thing welded back together. And so now it works. And then this was leaking a little because there's an O-ring on the inside, so I replaced that for him. So now it pumps up. It was up at 120 pounds, and it's been sitting for almost 2 hours, and it's down to 100 pounds, so that's good. So, I mean, you could have little leaks anywhere in here. You can't hear it, so, but it works. So that's burned up a couple hours this morning. It's now coming up on 5 o'clock. So I got the tailwheel motor pulled back down out of there, and it took me like a half hour to turn the spring, because the loops on each end of the spring aren't in perfect alignment. They're twisted. So I had to do some wire bending and stuff, turn it up around like I mentioned doing, and finally put it all back in, and that's all up and done and running. So let's do a quick cycle, see if it still works. Got my 3 greens, and we'll flip the switch up, gear up, 2 greens and a blue. Everything's tucked up in there real nice. Now all that's left to do is these. Alright, we'll put the gear back down. Back to 3 greens. So everything's hunky-dory now. The gear, that part of the gear is done. Just need to figure out how to attach these doors back in here, because again, this is in the way of using a turnbuckle. There's no clearance in there anymore for the turnbuckle to work, so I got to devise a different method. So since I got the tail cone off, tail push rod, elevator push rods, everything's hooked back up. Pulled the wires down for the tail wheel, or for the tail light. So the last thing I did is I dug out the fly LED tail light, and I started the mounter. Took a piece of 1/4 inch plywood, cut it to shape, patterned, drilled a hole in the tail cone, and I took some 5-minute epoxy just before I walked the dog and glued her in place. I took the light out, of course. There's a metal backer in there that the screws grab, so I just took the screws out, took the light off, and glued the plywood, or screwed the plywood and the metal bracket in there. You can just see it here on this side. It's gold plated, gold anodized aluminum down there. So I glued that all in so it's locked, and now I'll mix up some epoxy for the plane with the micro balloons, and I'll fill this all in and fair this thing all into the tail cone. I'll get in here and sand off some of this little bit of glue on here and there. So the 5-minute, it sets in, it's good in 5-10 minutes. It's done. The only concern is the 2 wires are right there. They come out the side. So I'll do the same thing. I will just take the light out, and then I will mix up some real thick micro balloons, and I'll sand this down first. I get paint scuffed up, and then I'll just fair this all in. I'll just shape it all around and fair it in so it comes over here and straight down, you know, it'll fair clear back into here. So, but it's glued. I'll leave this in the house tonight to cure good, because it sets, you know, in 5 minutes, but it take a day to cure. And temperature here has been freezing, right around freezing. Woke up this morning to completely covered ground, inch of snow, and it warmed up just enough, probably like 33 degrees to melt it all again. Say hello, Loki. Hey, you're famous now. Alright, so I guess that's about all the updates I got. I will continue this tomorrow. This I can do in the house. I can mix this epoxy up in the house and leave that in the house, cure. Depending on, it's still supposed to be cold the next 2 days. We're talking it drops down below freezing at night. So if I can mix up some of this and do this, maybe I'll work on getting some of this started in here. I can keep the garage warm, you know, all day, but it's going to be a much slower cure time out here than it would be in the house. So I'll have to get some more kerosene for the heater there to keep her going, but we'll see. I still have to kind of figure out how I want to do this. If I need to trim this aluminum piece in here, see where the radiator sets, and then I'll decide on getting that filled in. And I think I have enough fiberglass remnants laying around to put a couple pieces in there. So that's all I got to do is get this back together, and then once it's up in there and this is all faired in, filled in, I can work on creating a cover to make like a duct in the back for the radiators to heat the exit. So otherwise, everything's still the same. Maybe if I remember, I'll get my tripod out, set this up so I can crawl in here and get an image of me in the airplane, see how this new canopy is going to look and where I'm going to be sitting when the seat folds back. So, alright, make sure I'm going to turn everything off. I'm done for the day. Take this back in the house. The rudder's actually able to be put back on now too, so, and I should be able to pin it, bolt it, nut it, pin it, and hopefully it'll be done, and throw the covers back on. There's nothing else for the rudder that needs to be done other than put back together. The gears finally finished. I don't need to pull anything back out. The new spring and the new smaller sprocket seems to have done the trick. And there's the information for the dimensions for that little tail wheel, or the tail light, excuse me. Because this is a white nav light, and it's also a strobe light. So it's 3 little bulbs in there, and this is all like epoxy resin. It's like almost like glass, but it's not. It's the epoxy, it's some kind of resin. But when you turn it on just for the lights, they'll come on just straight white. And then when you turn on the strobe switch, it just blinks the lights off and back on again at 2 or 3 pulses. So it looks like you got strobes plus a nav light, because the default is the lights are on and you just turn them off and back on to make them look like strobes. So that'll at least get hooked up. And I'll put the control board behind the seat now that I can get in there. So I'll find a mount place for that. I have 2 wires run back there just for this, so I can hook them up, but they should be shielded wires, but I would have to pull these wires out to pull in the shielded wires. But I'm going to give it a test without the shielding just to see what it does. I can always pull the wires later. Alright everybody, that's going to do it for this update. I'll be back more than likely Tuesday, and hopefully I'll have this faired in and some of that stuff work done. Unless I find something else to tinker with otherwise. But we're still looking at 2 more days of this cold, 30s below freezing at night, and then we're supposed to get back up into the 40s again. So last week, Thursday or Friday was in the 50s, 55. So then it snowed again. Started snowing, I think it was Friday night. A little bit of snow Saturday, no accumulation. And then last night we got, an inch of snow. Okay, everybody, that's going to do it for this update. As always, appreciate everybody taking time to watch my videos. And as always, feel free to leave any comments, questions, concerns. And as always, appreciate the comments you guys leave now. And I will see what I can get done here in the next few days. And I'll be back on Tuesday if all goes well. So for now, this is Don out.